Go.
Oh, what? Oh, we're playing.
All right. And we are back, whatever this is. All right. So, as you, Leos, finish the incantation for teleportation, you and your group, I mean all four of you, appear back in Kruzum's interpretation room of the castle. What is your intent?
Look for the king.
It's for Albert.
Yeah.
Well, before you find the king, the people who have been notified of your arrival find you, and shortly thereafter, you see Albert kinda not breaking into, cause he doesn't have to break into, but I guess rushing into the room you're in, looking kinda pale as he just stares at you and gives you a look over once, twice.
Like a silhouette, a dotted silhouette of someone who's supposed to be in the picture.
Stares at you.
I say to him, apologies for dropping that on you like that, but wanted to prepare you in advance. It is true what I've said. Oh shit. He disintegrated himself. We are going to try to bring him back. We need... Fuck, what do we need, Melora?
Unguents and oils. Worth at least 1,000. I don't think there's a specific type of oil. Maybe something close to a nut oil or something. I don't know. I don't think there's anything. It doesn't say. Knock it off with your dirty minds.
We need oils. We need to finish him off and give him a happy end.
Jesus Christ!
Alright, so nut oils, almond milk, what else do you need?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how else to say tree nuts. Right. God damn it! Just get on with it. I'm digging myself into a deeper grave.
You're making it worse. What was last session? Biting the lower nip? Yeah.
So how does this reincarnate work? Well, take the lotion, rub it onto this body.
Alright.
Rub it good.
Alright. Alright. My fellow kindergarteners.
That's gonna
Good
be
night,
one hell of a
everybody.
tennis arm. Okay, focus.
I'm Albert. I have just been informed that the man who I considered my son is dead. I shouldn't laugh about nut oil.
But you are.
What can we delay? Oh, I didn't hear that one before. Oh, God. Okay. In character, focus.
So, as you all die of Orcor, yes? For terrible, terrible jokes. Alright. Yes, whatever you need, but... What? Why?
As I will tell Melora to tell the clerics to get whatever you need, and I will go with the king and tell him exactly what happened. I will do that, however, in the in his room, just to make sure that we're not spied on, and I will tell him how the whole dialogue with Ceruleus went and what might have triggered his reaction.
Yeah, Albert seems kind of devastated. Like, compared to how he looks right now, the death of Jean-Luc didn't faze him at all.
Yeah.
And he just goes, what am I gonna tell Anna? How am I gonna explain this to her?
I don't know. I also talked to the patrician, just to make sure that we've not been fed a big lie that was designed to trigger that reaction. And his methods can be trusted, as far as I can tell. And Ceruleus was never one to lie. He was one to dodge the truth and spill phrases to hide what he wants, but he never lied. Not that I can tell.
As if it matters at this point. Your method, do you think you can get him back? It didn't work with Jean-Luc.
It didn't work with Jean-Luc because the gods didn't want it to.
And they will now.
I don't think that the gods are now involved, but I'm not sure if Arliss wants to come back. That's what I'm afraid of. Maybe he wants to come back if he's in another body. That's what we're trying to achieve here, I think. I'm not sure if it will work. This will sound crude, but I don't know if we have enough left of Arliss for that spell to work. We have strains of hair. It's literally everything besides dust that we have from him. We can only hope. And if it does work, we need to convince him to come back.
How?
Oh, I don't know.
How do you speak to a departed soul?
I don't know if we actually get the chance to talk to him. I don't know if that spell allows it. I only know that that is somewhat possible when the gods are involved, but I don't know if that spell allows to talk. We will do anyway. Hope.
Of course.
He hears. But not today. Melora needs to prepare.
Melora? Do you have it prepared?
Not today. That's why she said she needed to meditate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like within an hour, basically every single oil type within the castle is presented to you to pick at your leisure. So, I mean, you have it all, and a lot of it is like different herbs or trees that are very rare. A lot of them are aromatic and definitely very expensive. So you think you're good on the ingredients, but the rest of it, I guess you just have to try. So, yeah. That's that. Anything else you guys want to do?
I'm just gonna ask, or tell the king if there's anything I can do for you. Please let me know. I'm pretty sure you have talked to the patrician, but when I was there, he reassured me that he joined Aldana in the fight against Gaul, and they will protect the coast. But that we will have to take care of the
Yes.
army from Gaul.
We
And
have spoken of that, I know. It is
I
not
have one-
a great consolation, but
No, it's not also not meant as a consolation. It's more, I'm asking, they are going to use mages.
yes.
Where will that leave us if they use mages? You said that there is this
In my
unspoken
opinion, in
rule.
this war, all limitations are off. It is not a war to win the land. It is a war to destroy our enemy before they destroy us. To limit the casualties. We've been going over plans, over defenses, over troops for the last... How long has it been since you came back? We have no plan that would allow us to stop their advance, to redirect them. We can't even ensure that there is magic capable of just wiping them out before they destroy us.
Then I think we need to strike.
Where? How? Do what?
I don't know. But we could go back to their castle. See if we can find out where the royal family hides. We could take them hostage. Try to enforce a ceasefire. Reopen negotiations, or you just go in and kill all the leaders. And if a new one comes up, take that one out.
At this point, I'm tempted to agree. But I worry that there is one of them left. The one who pretended to be Anna. It is still there, in their midst. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they're planning. We don't know what they're scheming. What words they're whispering.
We'll meet with the agent who turned against them. The priest that we mentioned. Maybe he can shed some light and maybe has ideas on how to find that creature.
You speak that this agent has turned. Are you certain?
No, but I want to hope that one turned, because if he has, and he has some insight into where to find that last agent, if we find that agent, present it to the King of Gaul, maybe that will convince the king that the war is foolish, that it was not us.
How clear is it that you are in contact with this agent that he has turned? Does Oko and Cerulus know about this? Are they warned that their agent is working against them?
I think it doesn't matter at this point anymore. I'm not 100% sure what to think. I have a couple of theories. That's also one reason why I want to go. I want to find out if if he actually turned.
If he's still
He
alive.
asked us. He's still alive. And Ceruleus made us think that he's not important anymore. Not important to their plan. Which makes me think that we might get something out of him. If they don't care about him anymore, maybe we at least might get some insight. And he promised to, well, he intended to make sure to demoralize the kingdom as best as he can, but I think that will be in vain. But he promised to retrieve my flute that I had to hand over, and if he does, hand it over to me. I will see if he can be trusted. As far as I could tell, he was not lying to us. So if he was actually lying, he hid it with magic. And then we're pretty fucked. But I don't think that he was able to use that sort of magic. And he only followed Oko because Oko, or someone else by that extension, held his people hostage. When we freed them, he spoke in our favor. Also during the negotiations with the king where I participated, he mostly spoke in my favor while staying in his role and staying in these limitations.
If you're certain, then we need to extract this agent. We need to use him as much as we can.
I'm not sure if he will come willingly. I will do my best to retrieve him, to convince him to join us.
Well, you can't start another war, so hit where it hurts.
Oh well, we will.
We must hurry. We have reviewed the route from Austria to Gaul. It may be coming sooner than we expected.
How soon?
Our previous estimate was 2 weeks. It may be half that time. We reviewed the route and your own travel was quick. The roads are actually well frozen. If it was just a few weeks more for the spring to come, for the dirt to settle, we could have bought time, but as in our summer is the best time. The only question is how long it will take them to gather the troops, to provide the food, the ammunition, the weapons. Knowing Gaul, your agent, if you intend to go to Gaul, get that information out of him. Size of troops, their pathways, amount of supplies.
Yeah.
Perhaps if we cannot stop their army, we can cut off their supplies, retreat deep into Aldana, draw them out, leave them without anything. Avoid confrontation until they go back.
Can we sabotage the passages into the kingdom somehow?
Unless
At
you can
least the
create a
main
new
routes.
mountain range. There's too much to block.
Not yet. Not yet.
The main pathway is blocked by Austria. If there's any sizable amount of troops they need to carry, that's where they will have to go. And yet, stopping them is not a problem. Beating them back is not a problem. Stopping them without a single body is a plan that seems impossible to me.
Okay. If I'm guessing correctly, I might be able to find out more tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow I will get a message from is he called Galen?
Yes.
Yeah, Galen. And then we will meet. And then I will find out if which side he is playing, because I will prepare for being ambushed there.
Then until we hear more.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much where I would leave. Unless he wants to discuss anything.
Go, prepare your ritual. I need to bring this news to my commanders. Alright. So anything else you want to do today?
Yeah, I want to say that that he might not want to should consider holding back the information, or rather ask him if that information might demoralize troops or the kingdom in itself.
Which information?
That Arlis is dead.
That's not what I meant.
Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I will keep you posted on
Anybody else?
Sleep. I'm exhausted from crying.
Alright, you need to rehydrate.
Hydrate.
Yes, you need to hydrate. Alright, well, in that case, I guess you... Unless you want to run any experiments or do something today, like cast any spells, then I'm gonna say that all of you just fix your shit and try to throw some food down your throat, because you kind of need it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Zalus is eating fine. I mean, nothing bad happened. I'm sorry. Not really. But with that, I guess, like, you collapse, or cry and collapse, or collapse and cry, or cry, collapse, cry. And yeah, and yeah, the situation is a serious crisis. But I guess you get your night of sleep, and it's morning of the next day, and I guess Melora is meditating.
Mm-hmm. She's just going to be mentally preparing herself, and whenever anybody's ready, they can call her.
Alright. Well, everybody.
Yeah, I'll be present.
So how does this work? Do we get to say something to convince?
Well, I mean, you need to start by, pouring the oil onto the ashes and making a little claiming out of it.
Oh
I
man.
don't know. Alright, Miller, what do you do? It's up to your spell, your flavor.
Alright, she'll
It's
hold her
still a
hand
casting
out.
time of 1 hour, so knock yourself out.
Go full metal alchemist style. Just put it all in a circle.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll if they bring his ashes to me, I'll have it laid out. I'll hold my hand up for the hair, and whoever gives her the hair, once she gets it, she'll lay the hair over top of the ashes. She'll take the oil and sprinkle it as delicately as she can over the remaining If there's candles, she'll drip some of the oil on the candles to create. That wouldn't surprise me either. Create the flames around, and she's gonna start meditating for an hour, focusing on Arliss, trying to see if she can pull this off. And she is going to be shaking a little bit the entire time. She is definitely not calm about.
Alright.
Vega will try to stand next to her and support just by being there, I guess.
Alright.
Yeah,
So-
I would like to,
Yes?
as she starts casting the spell, I would like to
Two.
cast
Inspire
Enhance
her.
Ability on her
Okay.
for Owl's Wisdom to give her
Yeah.
advantage on Wisdom checks. If
Okay, sure.
that.
Does that last for an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he can do that like when you're almost done anyway, so.
Yeah. Just in case that there's like,
Spellcasting ability check.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Alright, so you do your preparations, you gather the materials, you drop the oils, you think of Arvis and call upon him. And you see that as the magic circle lights up, the material you have prepared all flow together and create this oily blob of mass that seems to expand and take a pseudo-humanoid form as the body begins to form. That's interesting. You see the form stretch, become tall, elegant, thin, as details appear on the mass and long white hair fall upon the ground as oil seeps into the forming body and reveals dark obsidian skin. A body of a dark elf with woggly Arlis-like facial features has been formed in the middle of the magical circle. But the magic continues as additional circles light up and you feel the wind tear through the room and howl as the soul is being called upon. The question is, what happens? Arlis?
The soul is not willing.
And the spell is done. Magic has died, the wind has died, and you have a really nice dark elf body.
She just hangs her head down. And not a single word comes out of her mouth.
I'll punch that brat so hard with the next slide. Stubborn fool.
I don't know if I would describe him as a fool.
The biggest idiot I know.
An idiot, yes. Fool, no. At least we tried. Thank you for trying, Laura.
She's biting her lip and just nods. She can't bring out any words to say.
I'll go to the king and inform him that the spell failed. Because
There's a new body to dispose.
I will not tell him that. I don't know how.
Well, it seems that as the soul has not joined the body, and as it is part of the magic, once you see that the spell has failed, the body has quickly started to disassemble back into the materials that has been created out of ash and oil and wax and dust.
Oh.
So it's more like dirt cleanup rather than body cleanup.
Yeah. I will return to the group and say.
Yeah, wait. You're
yeah.
still with Albert, yes?
Yeah.
He takes your news, and it seems that it feels like he wasn't expecting anything, and he still is devastated. But before you leave, he was on one of those stones talking to somebody, and before you leave, he just puts it on the table and slides towards you and says, "You will want to hear this."
I go back. What is it?
He points at the stone to pick it up.
I take the stone.
Do you?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Oh, it's like these.
It's the eye
stones.
stone, yes.
Yeah.
You hear from the stone, "Good morning, Mr. Lewis. It is I, Severus.
Greetings.
I would like to inform you that yesterday the judging of Cyrillus Gallienus has concluded. I am sure you'll be happy to learn that he has been sentenced on many counts, which I will not mention, but as a result, his sentence is that his property is to be stripped as repayment to the parties who have suffered. He is stripped of his citizenship of the city-state and exiled, and as a non-citizen, he was sentenced to execution. It has been carried yesterday at 9 in the evening. His body has then been cremated as is traditional in Nebra. No accidents have occurred during any of these proceedings.
Was it a surprise to him?
No.
Can
He
I-
has
can I
been
say-
disappointed at the lack of company.
Does it sound like the real Severus?
Make an insight check.
$18.
Yes.
Okay. I will send a message to the patrician and ask just for confirmation. Is Ceruleus dead?
You receive. Yes. And he's not coming back. And with this, only 3 of the Vision agents remain alive.
As Severus is still on the
Stone. He's on the stone, yes.
on the stone. Does he say anything else?
I mean, not really. He has finished his report. Do you wish to ask him of something?
Um, actually, I don't think so.
No. I thought as much.
I thank him for letting me know, and I'm happy to hear that nothing happened. Yeah. Then I put the stone down. Is there anything else the king wants to say?
He seems to be deeply in thought, just staring out of the window for a moment, as seemingly the last hope has just been taken away from him.
I will say to him, I'm deeply sorry.
So am I.
For that we also couldn't bring him back. If you make a burial, make it fabulous, make it colorful, make it flashy, I think he would like that.
Maybe later.
When it comes to it. Yeah. I will send a message. Okay, out of character. If I remember correctly, Galen said it would take 2 days for him to retrieve the flute. And I asked him to do that in-game yesterday.
I
Right?
believe so, yes.
So I would hear from him tomorrow, most likely.
Maybe yes.
Okay. I will go back to the rest of the group then, if the king doesn't have to say anything. Okay. I will leave him. Go back to the rest.
Okay.
And I will tell them, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the king might want to keep it on the down low that Arlis died.
I'm telling Pip and Salon. I'll tell them.
Yeah. It's I'm not saying that you can't. It's just I don't know. Maybe I understood wrong.
I think with the war, he probably wants to keep people's hopes. He doesn't want them to worry. Since he's a hero to the people.
Yeah, so much for a phoenix.
Well, Phoenix has to die before he rises again. Maybe there's something else. I don't know. I know this is shitty timing, but we need to act.
Oh, I think everything froze for me. That's nice. Alright, let's see.
Hello.
He's back.
Hey,
Back.
welcome back. I liked when he summoned a random unicorn every now and then.
Twice.
Oh,
Yes.
What are you talking about while I'm gone?
We're remembering good
Nothing.
moments.
Yeah, we're going down memory lane with Arliss.
Alright. Okay, did you see my last terrible joke?
No.
I had to
That he
post it.
chickened out.
He chickened out. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw it in roll 20. Yeah.
Alright.
So we
where
were. Leo said that we need to act.
Yes, you need to act.
Yeah.
Also, I need to leave. I'm already 15 minutes over, but
Who needs to
Right.
leave?
There's a recording. You
If,
can.
if you're
corpse.
15 minutes
Goodbye.
off, then you can also be 30 minutes off.
no, I mean I just have less time to get changed and shower,
Okay.
basically.
But don't shower then.
No, I
Not
think
worth it.
Alright, stop wasting our time. Just go already, Mr. Ash.
He's gone.
Oh my god! If his next character is Mr. Ash, Ash Ketchum.
Oh god.
And he froze. Okay, let's go with this.
And he's a summoning wizard. He summons beasts to fight his battles.
A ranger, right?
Yeah, I did see a video about that, making a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Trainer.
Didn't
Snap
somebody
in
do that
D&D.
already?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a video about it somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. So we actually have to make a decision what we're fucking doing here.
Yes, please.
We have about a week or two before this war becomes very, very real. And very, very real means a lot of people are dying. We can consider the king has pretty much greenlit anything that we do, as long as we hit fast and hard.
What's on your mind?
I don't know if you will like this, but I think it's the lesser of evils. Either we go on a hunt, we go to Gaul, we find the royal family, and we find anyone who would be a responsible replacement. And we either convince them that this is a fool's errand, or we take them out. But there's also the little tiny chance that if we find the agent of Oko, who has the capabilities of doing what she or he or it did, and present it to the king, that he might be open to renegotiation. If we can, but beyond that, we don't have any proof.
Will that work though?
I don't.
I
think so.
mean,
honestly, I don't think so. I think they're already set on doing this war, and they already send out the fleet. And if the fleet meets the mages of Nebo, then everything is set in stone. There is no way back. And honestly, I have no idea on how to find that agent. However, I want to send a message today. I want to find out what dear Ruby is doing and where she is. She's the only agent that we already know who's capable of changing the way they look.
We have a week.
We have a week. Maybe less. If the fleet is fast to Nebo.
Isn't there a way we can block their path?
If we could create a mountain range, yes. We could theoretically go to the Fort Austri and make the terrain worse to traverse. Or rather you, Melora, I don't know. You spoke of storms and tsunamis that you can summon. Maybe there's a way to... Well, it's winter. Lots of water will definitely freeze at some point. That would make it a very unpleasant surface for them to fight on.
I'm willing to give it a try.
I'm thinking more about getting stronger in a week,
How?
which includes getting your flute,
Yes.
trying to get Zardas's pieces of whichever weapon he chooses, trying to get a hold of Mr. Shine, and all within a week.
Mr. Shine? Who's Mr. Shine?
He's a cheery fellow. He holds the brother of my weapon. The shield.
You're mistaken, people.
No? Wait, Mr. Shine, right?
Mr. Shine is a legendary somebody hero who's traveling around Aldana.
Oh.
You're thinking about Damien.
Oh, sorry.
Have you met Mr.
Sorry.
Shine? Because then I could just simply send you into his dreams and tell him come the fuck to Kreuzung or tell us where you are and we pick you up.
I mean,
Or has the king ever seen him? Then I can send the king into his dreams. I will find it out. I will find... So you probably, by your reaction, I assume you haven't met him before. Okay. I take that as a no.
wait, Mr. Shine is a legendary hero, right?
Yes.
Where do we know him from?
You've heard about him from Albert and other sources.
Okay, I can literally send the king into his dreams, commanding him to come to the castle or go to Fort Austri. Or is he an elf? If he's an elf, I cannot fucking do anything.
Mr. Shine is a legend. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody really knows what he is or where his
I
powers
thought the
come
king
from.
knew him personally.
No, he's
fuck.
not a super-powered paladin of the king. He's the force of good traveling this world and helping people in need.
Okay.
So
Well,
he's not the one with the shield.
okay.
No.
So
Yeah, well, also getting a hold of that shield isn't a bad idea.
listen.
If somebody gives it to you.
That is a very... I have no idea how we find a legend. We also need to consider that how do we find the pieces for Zardos? We know theoretically where his family has their hideout, but we have no idea how to get there. Or we have an idea, but that passage into that plane of existence is hidden in a murderous tomb of a necromancer. There's a
No, I
passageway to the Shadowfell.
That's one way, but if they're on this plane,
They're not on this plane. They're in the Shadowfell.
last time I kicked Zarda's ass was on this plane, and his sister made it.
Seem to be able to go back and forth. Enough that she's still here.
Yes, they might come here, but we also have... We have another option. And this is most likely suicide. That option is to go straight to the root of the cause. That is to go to Oko, to the house in Z.
Was a
Guessing that
stupid
was the place.
idea before. It's even stupider now without Arliss.
The area we started to go to before my father showed up.
What a...
Or, if we don't find Arliss's brothers and sisters, he has another sword.
Look, I'm all for getting stronger, but we have no idea where they're hiding. We have no idea where any of those pieces are. All those pieces that we're looking for are next to legendary, if not beyond that.
And a whole week to do it.
Yeah, and a whole week to do that's impossible. Let's take something that we can actually do. We have an idea where people might be. We know that Galen is supposed to bring back my flute. When we find him, we get all the information out of him that we can. And if possible, if he really is not under the reins of Oko, which I still question, we try to convince him to join our side. Because if the kingdom that has been fueled by his words suddenly find out that he has joined the opposite side, this might seriously demoralize them. Or just confuse them, question them. Or question their king, causing a bit of distraction.
That's a good idea. That doesn't sound mutually separated. How do you say? We can do that on the go. We take your flute, we talk to
Exactly.
him, we keep on looking.
And if he turns out to be still a proper agent for Oko, we take him out. We cut off his head and we wave it around when we go and sink the castle of the royal family of Gaul. And we find people there who know places where they might hide. And then we just hunt.
Sure, but I don't think he's on Oko's side anymore.
Have you ever wondered why he never stepped into the zone of truth?
A lot of people do. A lot of people don't.
Yes, and why do people not step into it? Because they are afraid they're being asked a question that they cannot answer. And if they cannot answer that question, that might quite easily mean that they are outing themselves by that.
Or it could have ended up in a situation like with Ruby, where he just kind of forced to say something that gets him killed.
Well, the zone of truth doesn't force you to say something. It just, when you say something, it has to be the truth.
Could
But
be,
he
or
wanted
just
to dodge specific questions and the answers to them, and that makes me not trust him. Zardos was not really eager to step into zone of truth, but in the end we made him do it, and we were convinced that he is on our side. Would we have ever been convinced that he is on our side if he had not stepped into the zone of truth? I don't think so. And I think for him it is time to step into the zone of truth or show his worth. And if he doesn't, he is a risk.
Sure. Again, this is something we can do on the go.
Exactly. So let's go there, but I want to make sure, I want to believe that he is on our side, or at least he could be on our side. I want to believe that he is not an agent for Oko. But if there's even a doubt, we need to make sure, like 100% sure, that he doesn't still work for Gaul, that he doesn't still work for Oko.
As far as we know, his reasons for working there are gone, but
Yeah, but it didn't really help our case, did it? That we went there and helped prisoners and dangerous creatures to escape.
But that was dangerous in the mind of the kingdom, not his.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that that action could have been constructed, or that reason behind it could have been constructed, that he just said, okay, if I tell them these are my people, they will go there and release prisoners who are considered highly dangerous by the kingdom that we are intending to make peace with. And that was held against me when I was in the negotiations. And that's where he also said, where he did not intend to reveal to his king that he was working for Oko. He lied in that moment.
Of course, then you would
Easy
lose
for
all
him.
trust.
it's for him to still work there.
In a
Exactly.
Keep that.
So he has lied in the past.
Yeah, but is it possible he maybe lied to... I don't know how to say this. It's not that he was protecting you, but if he would have told the king that he sided with Oko, what's to say that the king wouldn't have believed that you were in on it and he was just saying, oh yeah, he's telling the truth, he's telling the truth.
Might be.
He wouldn't have trusted him.
There might be many reasons for that.
Or just kill
He
them
might
on the
have.
spot.
Yeah, he might have just... Yeah, it could have happened. Absolutely. And he might have just protected himself in that situation. But still he lied in a very crucial moment. And I know why what reasons could have been why he lied. It could also have been other reasons that speak against him. That's why I really want to make sure that we're on the same page, that this is a very dangerous person, if we're not 100% sure that he's talking the truth. And I want to have him on our side because he can be an ally. He's full of information that we can use.
We could also... Well, probably King Albert already did this. But I know Teresa Benet is supposed to be neutral. And I'm not saying let's ask them to help us in the war. I'm saying let's maybe ask them to help us prevent a war.
You mean the wizards in the tower, right?
Yes.
I mean, I could message Rubius and ask him if he could spend his time trying to locate the royal family. I don't know if he will be able to.
I was thinking more about the terrain.
I think that might need to come from the king. I think we should talk to him about. Maybe he already talked to them, because he said that pretty much the gloves are off to me, and that we should do what we need to do, and we need to make sure that it hits hard.
We get your flute. We try and find Zardas's, whichever he prefers, sword.
How do we even do that? Do we have any idea how we are going to find them?
Either scry with either scry on his brothers and sisters, or just ask. Or if it's the other swords, I mean, it probably has its own ways.
The sword has said it doesn't know where the other halves are, and
Just
even
that-
then, if we have the
Just
sword,
said it would be in the place of, I guess, full of life or something, kind of the opposite of what he would. Space of darkness, whereas the other, I guess,
A place of light.
it's it'd be hard to find. You have to find it's finding
Hard to find.
somewhere to start looking for that.
Yeah.
Be a little rough.
Let's prepare for taking Galen, or convincing him, making sure that he joins us, and see what he can offer. If he knows where the royal family is, I personally think that we should go take them. Take them as hostages, see if that does anything, and if it doesn't, we just have to find the next one in the ranks and take them as well.
Or perhaps since he can kind of tell the future because of his god, we can ask him where to find the other side. Maybe get there.
Do you know? Yeah, I get the sentiment behind that, but I think, if you ask me, I think the gods are not willing to help us.
Maybe.
If they were truly willing, they would have brought Jean-Luc back.
Maybe they have other plans in mind.
Yeah.
Or maybe they think that's something that we mortals need to handle ourselves.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't think gods work like banks. You can't just take a loan.
Yeah. And that's why I don't want to rely on gods in solving this. I mean, if it does work, if he's willing to help, and if his god is willing to help, I mean, I will take it. But I don't want to gamble on that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to put everything on it. Just if it happens to come up, the options there.
Yeah,
Try it, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a situation where they're saying, okay, yeah, you can do this. We just can't do this because it's too much for you. We want you to handle this.
And maybe he has enough information on the troops, what is moving against the Gaul kingdom, that we can at least prepare better. If we know there are a lot of riders, we can, I don't know, find something that horses don't like. Make the terrain more difficult to traverse. I don't know. If it's rangers, we know that we better bring shields. And we should also try to find out if there is a bit more backup that we could take with us. We are currently only 4. And with the magic that we use to teleport, to move, could easily load up on people. If we go in somewhere to make precise strikes, it's better to have a couple more people with us than just 4.
Let's go ask King Albert if he asked Tessa Bornea and if he knows anything more about Mr. Shine.
Yeah, let's do it. Where's the king?
We're going to Albert.
Well, I don't think you're going to Albert because I think this is the perfect moment to end the session for this week.
Mm-hmm.